Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Cosmic Ghost Rider issue number 2 of 5. Okay, so this scene doesn't quite happen in the comic book, but the giant space sharks do show up, and I will say this. While this scene does happen in the comic book, it is quite literally the least interesting thing that happens in the entire comic book. Yeah, it's like that. That's how incredibly good this comic is. It's absurd how good this effing comic book is. So check it out. Donny Cates writing, Dylan Burnett on art, Antonio Fabella color artist, VC's Clayton Cowles doing letters. Okay. I was blessed with an interview recently by Donny Cates. All right, he actually he came on and he was like, "Hey, let's have a conversation." It was about an hour and a half. Go and check out on Saturday. I put out podcast number 88, Talking Venom with Donny Cates. It was very cool and extremely enlightening about all of his works coming out. Let me tell you something. Right here, we get to see some of that stuff starting to take place. All right, we get to see that the Punisher is sitting in a bar with baby Thanos, and they hanging. Yeah, there's Thanos, little baby Thanos is hanging out with, he's got a leash. I'm just saying he's got a leash. He's one of those parents, man. And they get into a little squabble. It's no big deal because this whole planet is going to be destroyed inside of 10 minutes because a friend of Frank Castle's told him that. That friend, of course, is Galactus. Yes, Galactus and Thanos actually became friends in the future. Mind you, Frank Castle is in the far past right now, back when it was like Suicide had just named him. You know what I'm saying? Dude, this is crazy. This is comic crack right here. That's what this is. Okay? That's what this is. If this comic book ever did decompose, you go and you find the remains of this comic book and you snort it, because it will give you a high like you wouldn't believe. And I think that's actually how you become the Cosmic Ghost Rider. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kids, don't do crack. Adults, do whatever you want. The point is, oh my God, listen, the single worst decision in the history of creation ever witnessed by the Watcher happens in this comic book. All right? I'm not going to tell you what it is. Not because I don't like you guys, but because I love you guys, okay? If I tell you what it is, it's going to take away so much. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about it in the comments below. So if you want to know, if you have to know, if you have to have it spoiled, check the comments below. I'm sure that people will talk about it because it was a pretty major thing. It's hysterical. At the same time, I think that we all saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I have to point out, Barnett, on this beautiful picture. You might not be able to see because the crease is in the middle. I know this is on camera, but the Cosmic Ghost Rider is facing away from us, and he's looking straight up. So that's actually what you're seeing, his skull right there. But just look at this. Galactus has to read his mind in order to understand what happened in the future for him and everything. And there's actually a really touching couple of moments with Galactus. No, this is real talk. Galactus is supposed to be this stone cold faced, evil SOB. He's the devourer of worlds. You know what I'm saying? It's nuts, right? It's nuts. Well, check this out. There's touching moments in here because he and Frank became friends in the future. And Galactus got to see that. Wow, that was so awesome. That was awesome. And then the very end happens. And yes, guys, a lot of you guys were talking about it in the comments in the podcast number 82, where I talked with Donny Cates, and we both ignored it. Because Donny said flat out, he's like, there's only but so much I can give with spoilers. So if somebody asks me something and I can't, answer it because it would be spoiler territory, then he's like, I'm just going to have to ignore it. I don't know what to tell you guys. But a lot of you guys were talking about in the comments. And it happens. It happens in this comic book. There is that first cameo appearance. And this is actually a pretty important cameo appearance. I have zero doubt in my mind that this character will appear multiple times. There is not a speaking role in here. It's the first cameo appearance. Next issue should be the first full appearance. But that means that, guess what? You kind of have to get this comic book. First appearance of these guys. First appearance of baby Thanos getting into a bar fight. First appearance of this other character. There's a lot of firsts in here. You got to get issue number 1 now. You got to get this issue. You got to get the next issue. Then you might as well get the final 2 issues. Oh, there's also something else that's going to happen here. And you know what? This I'm going to spoil for you guys, all right? This I'm going to spoil so that you guys get an idea of what's going to happen in here. Wow, there's like Marvel music. Like they're advertising Marvel music. What's up with that? I got to do it. I just got to find it. I'm not going to go crazy finding it. So if I can't find it, then you guys are tough doo-doo out of luck, man. There it is. Okay. I think that we saw that Thanos got decapitated in in the one shot of, what is it? Infinity Prime. All right. Infinity Wars Prime, the one shot. Okay. You'll also see that I'm doing the review for Infinity Wars issue number 1 this week also. I read this. I didn't read that yet, but they are promising this. All of this crazy stuff, Thanos' legacy, he's going to change because he got to see his future, right? So he does actually exist in the future. Listen, I want you to notice something that's very important on this. Thanos just got decapitated, so he's dead, right? But Thanos does exist in the future because there's the whole Thanos wins storyline. We know how easy it is for Thanos to come back, but it's the interesting parts about what's going to happen there. Jerry Duggan decapitated Thanos, and Donny Cates is the one who actually did Thanos Wins. Well, guess who's going to be on this comic book? Donny Cates and Jerry Duggan. Okay, if you do not want to read Thanos Legacy, I don't know why you're into comics in the first place. This is pure insanity. I cannot wait until, oh man, this is comics goodness at its finest. Comic crack. All right, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Kids, don't do crack. Class dismissed.